Talk about this epidemic.
You know, credit card debt in the 50s was zero. Zero credit card debt in the 50s. We've done pretty well as a state, as a country. 1.3 trillion, 60-some years later.
Yeah.
Right? So it's outrageous. So what are we doing about it? How can we help people that are lost? I have Matt here with me. Matt is the host of a huge event coming, RevCon 2018. And it's geared toward these industries to help direct the consumer, the confused consumer, and to regulate the debt and student loan relief organizations. So I brought Matt here so we can explain a little bit about what's going to happen in the event and what are we doing to help consumers.
That's right. So what do we do? What's up with RevCon?
It's tough, right? We've got $1.3 trillion in credit card debt. We've got a huge vacuum.
So that doesn't even include the student loan debt.
No, it doesn't.
That's just credit card debt.
Just about the same in student loan debt.
Right. So it's substantial. Consumers are in trouble, and they are looking for options to get out of debt. There was a huge vacuum that was created there, and business owners moved in to provide solutions and find options for these consumers to get out of debt. But what ended up happening, of course, in looking at debt settlement, tax resolution, student loan relief, bankruptcy and bankruptcy alternatives, there's a myriad of these products that are offered in these different verticals within the whole of debt relief. Consumers now have absolutely no idea who to trust and who do you go to. I mean, you get the scam calls, you probably get them all the time, text messages, you get the emails, and save 30%, save 50%, save 60% on your debt, get out of debt fast, and it's troubling because there just is absolutely no solid leadership within the space to say, how do we direct consumers to the right options, and how do we clean up the activities of the players that are out involved in the space right now? As a consumer, you need to know. So that was the premise of founding Occam. I've been in the space since 2000, been actively involved in debt relief on the compliance side. So I know these guys. I know who they are. I know where the bad guys are. I know where the good guys are. And we created a compliance ecosystem around that concept that we want to thoroughly vet and investigate and audit the companies that are involved in the space and provide a platform for consumers to find real help, real solutions.
What are the bad guys? How do I identify them?
They're tough. They form shill LLCs and put out a fancy brand online. Generally, if you can't vet the address, the physical address of the company, and you got to look a little deeper than just a number, because a lot of times these guys will be in Regis offices or some kind of temporary office. Their infrastructure isn't there. That's not where the operation is. Be wary of that. Be wary of claims that these companies will make to the consumers about a promised guaranteed result. You can't. Every financial situation is unique. Every client is unique. And so you've got to be very careful, especially with the email campaigns that you see, the text and SMS campaigns. If you get called by an automated dialer,
whatever happened to the do not call list? I mean, does that thing even exist anymore?
It's a non-existent thing. They can get away with it by spoofing numbers and setting up these shell companies, and they're
calling from overseas anyway.
Absolutely.
You can track them.
So that's the bad guys. What are the good guys doing? How do you identify? Because you got to find solutions. You're putting on RevCon for the good guy solution side of things.
Absolutely.
What are the strategies that we're going to be looking for?
So number one, for the good guys, they need to be vetted by a third party. They need to have their face out there. I mean, in the 1950s, when you had a company, it was about you. Your name was on that company. If you screwed over a customer, you're absolutely out of business. You're not going to do business again. But in today's world, with the virtual economy of things, people can put whatever face they want to on a website or otherwise and convince people they're credible. So, do a thorough vetting. Obviously, the Occam organization, which will be launching all of its glory at the RevCon event, and we're going to create that model for the consumers. And we're going to say, hey, consumers, we're in the space. We've been in the space. We know who you can trust and who you can't. And if you're a bad actor, you're going to have a really tough time getting into Occam because it's a merit-based system.
So as a consumer, you would want to come to Occam and see. It's not going to cost you, but you want to come to Occam and see, okay, who are people and companies that have been vetted? So I know I can choose from there. And if there is a problem, I can go back to Occam to help me resolve that issue. And again, it doesn't cost me. It's just a body that regulates the entire industry.
Talk about something that's desperately needed.
You know what? And here's the other side of that. The trade groups are great for their lobbying and political activities of these different fringe verticals in business, right? But at the end of the day, if they're not regulating the members, and if they've got a pay-to-play system where you've got to pay a membership due to be a part of that organization, the more money you're paying into that organization, the harder it is for that organization to say, well, you're a bad guy, either clean it up or we're going to kick you out. There's a revenue stream there that they need desperately to keep that organization running. So we feel that associations by their nature are destined to fail. They're not there to protect the consumer. So when you see these brands and they say, we're a part of this association or this association, you can't trust that anymore either, because these guys are no different. They're just finding a way to put new branding, new credibility tools in front of the consumer, make them believe that it's credible.
So when's your Vegas event?
It's September 16th and 17th at the Red Rock Resort and Casino in Las Vegas.
Okay, so if anyone wants
event.
to go learn a lot more, great place to tickets, anything like that?
Tickets all online at revcon2018.com. You get hotel included with the package, so it's part of the deal. You know, we made it about the people and about the message and about the thought leadership that we bring to the table.
There'll be a lot of good speakers there. A lot of people going to come throughout the weekend.
This guy.
Is he speaking?
Oh, absolutely.
Is that
absolutely. Yours truly is going to be
Yours truly
as well.
speaking.
Hey, man, he's a radio show host. You got to check out Eran on 1700 ESPN, Common Sense. Great show, great guest. I've always enjoyed when you have me on there. A lot of fun.
Yeah,
if you want to check Eran out. So you're going to be speaking on stage at this thing as well.
Yep, absolutely.
And
RevCon2018.com. This is, just check it out.
It's a must.
Incredible.
It's great that you're trailblazing because people need it more than ever. 1.3
They need
trillion.
leadership.
Matthew and Eran, thank you so much for coming on the American Dream.
Thank you for
It's
having us.
very, very
You got
important right now. I hope people check you out at RevCon2018.com.
You got it.
All right, check it
We'll
out.
be there.
More of the American Dream coming up next.